so this is never really good news when you hear stuff like this that comes up. And for Xbox, it's like you finally start to get a little bit of positive news, and then something bad comes up again. And that seems to be Microsoft's go-to thing. It's like, okay, well, something good happened. Let's go ahead and have something really bad happen now, and that's always like an unfortunate situation when that stuff actually does happen. At the end of the day, Microsoft realistically is always going to be looked at with some scrutiny, and some would say rightfully so. The reason why I would say, rightfully so is such the fact that, that Microsoft seemingly does these weird things that, really kind of irk the fan base, and that really make gamers kind of understand that, Microsoft is nothing more than a company that is out for its own bottom line and things like that. And, that's unfortunate. That's one of the things that I feel like, Microsoft could change, but they choose not to. And so, yeah, like I want to get into this. It's not a great thing in my opinion. I really do feel like Microsoft should have done better here. But, hey, what are you going to do? Hey, everybody, I'm Crab Gamer. This is Crab Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate it. If you guys are interested in daily content, then you know what, you found it. I do daily content. I try to be fun yet informative. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy that, please stick around, and please just like the videos. That's pretty much all I ask for. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, with that being said, I really do think that it's sad to see this happening yet again. And, it looks like Microsoft has announced another round of layoffs. This equals out to be another 6,000 people or more. Crazy, right? 3% of the workforce across all departments, so Xbox will be hit. According to this report, the gaming division is going to be affected as well. According to the report, around 228,000 employees by the end of last June, which would mean laying off almost 7,000 employees, though it's not currently known if the employee count has risen or fallen since then. In a statement, a Microsoft spokesperson said that one of the objectives of the layoffs was to reduce layers of management, saying, "We continue to implement organizational changes necessary to best position the company for success in a dynamic marketplace." This would be the largest mass layoff at Microsoft since January 2023, when the company confirmed plans to lay off around 4.5% of its workforce, or around 10,000 employees. So again, man, they're really letting go of a lot of people. In 2023, the layoffs included quite a bit of Microsoft's video game divisions across both Xbox and Bethesda, with reported a number of significant layoffs at 343 Industries, the studio behind 2021's Halo Infinite. Microsoft's HoloLens business and some engineering divisions were also reportedly part of those cuts. This was followed by a game-specific round of layoffs in January 2024, where Microsoft announced it was cutting another almost 2,000 people across Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. According to a message sent to staff at the time by Microsoft head of gaming Phil Spencer, the decision has been made after Microsoft and Activision Blizzard's leadership teams set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. Spencer said in an email to the staff, "As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best possible opportunities for growth. As part of this process, we've made the painful decision to reduce size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 on our team. The game leadership team and I are committed to navigating the process as thoughtfully as possible." So it's not yet clear how many staff in Microsoft's gaming division will be affected by the company's newly announced 3% of layoffs, but, it's suggested that there will be some in there, which, again, unfortunate. This is just one of those things. I know a lot of people will probably damage control it. It's just one of those things that happens. Blah blah blah. I mean, honestly, Microsoft literally is supposedly is breaking all types of records in revenue. Even Xbox, right? Everybody's like they're making so much money with Xbox and Game Pass and all this stuff, but they continually to lay off thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like to me, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. Although I'm sure Phil Spencer, Satya Nadella, and company will definitely get more bonuses and things like that. I mean, that's the important thing in life, right? As long as those guys get bonuses. I mean, I guess that's all that matters, right? Phil and Sarah and all those guys, they get what they want, and everybody else kind of gets shown the door. But I guess that's the important part in all of this. So, yeah, listen, it's unfortunate. I feel like Microsoft is literally running the Xbox division into the ground. Again, I feel like they should be at a point now, especially since they don't have any exclusives. They should definitely be at a point where they are hiring people, because how else do you port all these games or get all these games on PlayStation at the same point in time as they come to Xbox, right? It just doesn't make a lot of sense that that's kind of what's happening. Again, we'll see. I feel sorry for the people that are laid off. I feel sorry for the people that continually believe in Xbox. Hey, Xbox is going to do this, or this. Listen, like I said, I think Xbox is a quality box. It's a quality console. The problem is, I don't think Microsoft thinks so. You know what I mean? Like, Microsoft really, I just feels like they don't like the platform. And, they really just wish people would be on, PC and, PlayStation and Nintendo. You just kind of get that feel through all of this stuff. So, hopefully they can get their act together, and get something that's going to be, work out well for everybody. It's just such a shame that that this is kind of happening the way that it is. And again, it's such a really bad situation for everybody. Honestly. But I'm sure you guys do that and probably have some kind of thought process behind it already. And again, it really just kind of, I feel like Microsoft is just not really doing what the fans want them to do. Anyway, to me, it just kind of feels like that. But you guys might feel different. Like I said, Microsoft is weird. They do a lot of weird things, and at the end of the day, it's really kind of up to the fans to decide if that's going to be okay or not, and hopefully Microsoft can kind of rebound from this stuff, and get some of this, get some of these people back on board, I hope so anyway. Like I said, Microsoft definitely in a weird position right now where they're laying off thousands of people. Is that going to be something that's going to continue? Listen, I don't really know. I hope not. But, you never know. Listen, every time they do, something and it doesn't, catch the world on fire, you have to really wonder, if that's going to be something that's going to, cause a studio to close down. Like South of Midnight, barely got 1 million players. Decent game. But is that studio in danger now? I think that's something that you have to kind of look at. Microsoft probably come down hard on some of these studios when they need something there to kind of to be a success. It just doesn't seem like they're getting the successes that that they really want. So I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. I'm curious how you guys feel, though. Let me know down below. More layoffs. Do you think there's going to be a lot of influencers kind of sugarcoating that, or do you think there's going to be a situation where people just kind of accept it and I'm very curious about that. So let me know. Rack them up, fact them up, crap gamer them up. And, I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day. Crap Gamer